Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this video. I have with me Maulana Tahir Hussain from Coventry. Thank you so much for coming for this quick case study interview. Mashallah, this is going to be a quick interview. It's going to be a bit different. We're going to go a little bit faster, and we're just going to explore just three angles. The first angle, mashallah, you've studied the Deen for many years, and I just wanted to ask you, for the benefit of the public, being a learned brother, mashallah, someone who spent a lot of time in the Islamic sciences, normally the stereotype is, oh, someone, like a Maulana background would never go into high level, high performance coaching, that type of coaching. So my first question is, despite, mashallah, having a lot of, Islamic knowledge, why were you still interested, and how did you benefit from a program which is very Islamic based, and there is a lot of aspects of Deen in the Vista program, as you know. And why was that? Why did you find that was still attractive to you and still beneficial for you, despite your background and knowledge?
Yeah, walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Jazakallah for the call and the program. Yeah, alhamdulillah. I mean, obviously having Islamic knowledge is very helpful in navigating your day-to-day life. But still, time management is something that you still need to focus on. Still need to put time in and sort of manage your own schedule. So I found the program was quite beneficial in that sense that I was able to kind of focus on a couple of key areas, right? So one was qada salah that I had in the past that I wanted to kind of get on top of, which spent many years trying to sort of squeeze in here and there, but nothing consistently. So this program was obviously a facility to kind of home in on that and sort of knock that out of the park. And the second one was obviously the business goals that I also had in mind to try and fuse together sort of some of my Islamic knowledge, but also my finance background. So by training, I'm an accountant. And then obviously fusing together the two aspects is an area that I wanted to explore. So obviously you've already done coaching as a business, hence the Vista program. So fusing your knowledge of that as well as combining it with getting more time management skills under my belt was quite beneficial.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair. That's really insightful. And before we move on to the business side, what was some of your? I mean, you mentioned you knocked out the Qada Salah out of the park. Like, what was the kind of before and after in terms of metrics? Like, how big an improvement was it?
Yeah, so before basically I'd do qada salahs like ad hoc here and there when I got chance and when I remembered. But this time with the program, basically we focused on at least one day a day. So we did that 5 prayers per day. I was repeating that, and so I made myself a schedule where I'd fix the time where I'd actually sit and just do that one whole day's worth of qadas in one shot. And other times I mixed it up and tried doing one after each salah sort of thing, which is the traditional advice. But yeah, alhamdulillah, at least I tried to kind of keep some level of consistency with that. And the hope is you try and increase on that. So you kind of double that, make it 2 days a day. And then if that's under your belt, then obviously increase that even further to the point where you've completely, cleaned out your schedule
Alhamdulillah, I love
or
that.
back
I
over
love
to.
that. And now talking about the business side, mashallah, you've got a background in accounting. You're a professional, high level in accountancy, and you're interested in setting up a business in Islamic finance consulting and investing. And again, now
Mm.
you could have gone on a business program. You could have gone with a Muslim business coach specialist, but you preferred to work with me in terms of a more holistic, both Vista with business, and then and getting some specialist support. Why were you comfortable, and what were the benefits of doing it in that way as opposed to going just to a business marketing program?
So first of all, obviously you're Muslim by background, right? So you've got your programs designed to kind of encompass that. But secondly, you've kind of walked the walk as well, right? So you've actually done your own business, your own journey itself, right? It was something that showed from the start that you've been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. So I thought, okay, you've got the experience behind you, and you've got the program there that's kind of designed around sort of people looking to kind of explore their business and use time management principles in kind of doing that. Because if anything, time is precious, right?
Mm.
So in business, juggling with my workload and my teaching commitments, then trying to
Yeah.
squeeze time out, it's nothing but time management, right? To kind of juggle and get the best.
Right. So it's not more like, yeah, what part of it is the theory, like what do you need to do, how do you get started, but then that needs to be complemented with how do I make the time, and then the accountability and everything to make sure you get it done. Otherwise, you could be on a great program with the greatest theory, but you're not actually, getting anything done, making
Yeah,
any progress. Yeah,
yeah,
I love
exactly.
that.
And then having the catch up calls that we had every week was really good because then you can go in there and ask your questions, and then get inspiration from other brothers as well who are also on the program that also doing stuff. That also
Yes.
helps as well.
I mean,
And
that touches on my next question, which is that people might think, well, look, you can go on like a self-study course, or you can go on a book, or you can go on YouTube videos. why invest in a complex, expensive coaching program? What's the difference now that you've been through it and you've experienced, trying to do it yourself or trying to do it in YouTube videos? What would you say the difference is, and why is it worth the investment? To explain to people who've probably never been on a coaching program before, what's the difference when you're in a program like this, and why does it work?
So I think one, obviously you've got regular contact with the coach, so being able to drop you WhatsApp messages with questions on the go, right? Just like I can contact a friend, ping
Yeah.
somebody, and then within the day or the next day, you normally reply back with a comprehensive message, pointing out tips and tricks that I can try, which is key. Like other programs like you mentioned, I think Brendan Burchard and these big name players, you're not going to get that same access.
It's
So having that
true.
is really good. And then obviously, as I mentioned, the weekly calls that we have, if you come prepared with your questions, you can relay that and also pick up your answers there. So that kind of tailored approach, I think, is quite unique.
Fantastic. And just final question, in terms of, you mashallah came runner up in the 3 hour workday challenge. So obviously you've picked up a lot of productivity, a lot of time management aspects. What were your favorite parts of the program, and what were your biggest wins and biggest skills which you have learned, which you're going to take away, and inshallah they're going to be lifelong assets for you, and things which, when you're recommending to others, say, look, this is what I took from the program, this is what was really, really excellent, and other people can benefit from as well.
So I think the key thing I think I found was obviously setting up the life mission statement to kind of put your life in perspective. So you've got obviously the various aspects of your life. So one is your work, your family, your business, all those various aspects. So you put that into perspective first. And then secondly, incorporating that leverage ladders in your life, right? To say, okay, I'm trying to achieve these certain goals. What are the steps that I need to get there? And putting those in. And then thirdly, I think what I found with the challenge program, which was really a good exercise, was actually you do have a lot of time in your day, right? If you capitalize the morning, obviously we know from Islamically perspective that there's a lot of barakah in the time after Fajr. So that for me was being wasted, right? So I wasn't productive in that time. Whereas now going through that challenge, you said, well, actually, I'm looking for every opportunity I can to kind of capitalize some time to do deep work. Deep work again as a side point is another good concept, right? That was useful, right? You take a concept, a subject that you want to deep dive in, and you give it good 1 hour, 2 hours, focus study, and you kind of really come out with something productive out of that. So
Mm.
utilizing that as well as really just planning your day ahead, right? So if on a
Yeah.
Sunday evening you sit down and plan your week and say, okay, these are the pockets of time I know I've got to try and capitalize on, and you do utilize that time, then you can actually
Mm.
come up with a lot of hours, right? And I think 16 hours is what I kind of got to
MashaAllah.
the 16 to
Fantastic.
18 hours in that week. So for me, that was an eye opener. Okay, there is actually
Fantastic.
more time than what we take for granted.
I love that. Maulana, thank you so much. I know you've got another appointment and you're juggling, your full-time job, and running your business, and you're mashallah teaching a lot in the Islamic sciences. So mashallah, that's why people who are busy, who are ambitious, have a lot of roles. That's why time management is even more important. So I'm grateful that you trusted me. You came on the program. It's a privilege, honor, and privilege to be supporting you. And thank you for sharing your story with the wider public. And inshallah, I'm sure we'll be looking out for your services as well. Quite excited to see that grow as well, inshallah.
Inshallah,
Jazakallah khair.
appreciate it.
Jazakallah khair. And for the listener, if you're interested into thinking about whether working with me or going on the Vista program might be for you, you should see a link under this video to apply for a personal productivity assessment. It's exactly where Mullah Tahir started with. And so that's a free assessment, just 20 minutes, and it all starts from there. And I'll talk to you, assess, and see if this is the right pathway for you. And there's lots of different options. It doesn't have to be Vista. There are other options. So do click on that if that's something of interest to you. Jazakallah khairan. Again, Maulana, have a great day. Assalamu alaikum.
You're welcome.